I think there's people waiting to join in the lobby.
Yeah, I've been trying to accept them in as they're popping up on my screen. So if I miss anybody, let me know, please.
Okay, so thanks to everyone for joining. I know a lot of folks are in the field or are busy today otherwise. It's a Friday. Don't want to take up too much time, but we have some very important topics we need to go over that are applicable to our work every day at BV, our work outside of BV, our everyday lives, and also important to the Albertsons project itself. I've invited Ms. Kelly Jackson to join us today. She is our BV BAPM safety lead. She is very knowledgeable about all of our safety topics and everything that we need to do to keep ourselves safe while we're in the field. She is the go-to person if you have any questions whatsoever about safety when you're in the office or in the field. So make sure you reach out to Kelly with any questions, but I'm going to pass it off to her and let her go through a PowerPoint that she's been able to put together with several topics that, again, are applicable to everyday work and of course, Albertsons specifically. So Kelly, if you could take it from here, that'd be great.
Okay, bear with me. I'm going to share my screen. Can everyone see the Albertsons safety first page of the presentation?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. You hear me?
Kelly, one last thing. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. If anyone has any questions, if they could jot those down, and at the end, we'll go over a quick question and answer session, but I'll mute everyone so we don't have any of that background noise.
Kelly, if you're talking, you're muted.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you for that. So let me step back a few seconds. I just wanted to thank everyone for this opportunity and to express the importance of safety and for us to go over some of the issues that we may or may not be confronted with as we continue to complete the Albertsons project. As we know, safety is all of our responsibilities as well as a top Bureau Veritas as well.
Kelly, I don't know what happened, but you just got muted again.
Yeah.
How about that? Is that okay?
There we go, yeah.
All right. Okay, I think, okay. Is that better?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. All right, great. So we're going to start off with the Bureau Veritas cardinal rules. I'm certain that you have seen this multiple times throughout various projects, but it is worth noting that we should always be mindful and be prepared to have the required PPE for each site that we visit. If you are in a situation where your assessment requires for you to have fall protection, please make certain that you are familiar with the proper protocol and working at height distances. If you are unsure, please contact your lead, Mr. Chapman or myself, and we will be more than happy to assist you. Do not walk under suspended loads and always use available handrails. Lockout, tagouts. We also want you to be mindful of your speeds and distracted driving, and to ensure that if you are around any moving machines to please make certain that they are safeguarded, and always, always, always wear your safety belt or your seat belts. So some of the topics that we'll be discussing during our weekly calls, they will consist of 2 minutes for my safety as well as safety toolbox talks. Some of those items or topics will include fit for duty, roof access, which we'll be discussing next week. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so next week we'll be discussing snow and ice on the roof, as well as with the wind conditions, rain on the roof, and some other topics that will be coming up. But definitely, we've had 4 stop work authority requests for this week, just for snow, ice, and rain on the roofs of Albertsons stores throughout our state. South Dakota was one, New York has been another. We will also discuss topics regarding walking and slip, trips, and falls, commercial kitchens, best practices, footwear for, recommending slip-resistant shoes, as well as when there is snow and ice on your sites. Some other topics include proper ladder protocol, kneeling and stooping, repetitive motion, which will be next week's topic, hydration, fatigue and proper rest, safety driving, stretching techniques, proper clothing, and again, commercial kitchens, more so regarding the equipment and sharp instruments in the kitchens as you go through. We all know that we're living in unprecedented times. And I'm sure you hear that at least 2 or 3 times a day, if not more. But with us coming up with an election, there are possibilities that there are civil unrest in certain areas. So we are asking for you to be very vigilant of your area, be mindful of what's going on. If you feel uncomfortable, please secure your person, yourself, whether that means getting in the car or going inside of a store. Contact your lead, contact Mr. Chapman or myself, and we will assist you accordingly. So these are just some mindfuls. Always keep your mobile device charged. Please track ongoing demonstrations in and around your areas. Before you begin your assessment, it is a good idea to take 2 minutes to review or to observe what's going on in your immediate area. If you have any questions or any concerns, please by all means stop and call. Here's some other items that we're asking you to be mindful of. If you are trapped in your car during a demonstration, please remain calm. Never drive through the crowd. If you cannot drive away from the scene, please park your car, lock it, and give us a call. And if you don't have the opportunity to do this, please find law enforcement to assist you accordingly. And here's just some other items, just some reminders. Complete a hazard assessment. Know where you're going. So before you go to your site, please take a few moments to look up on the local news to see what's going on. If you have any questions, please contact your leads. And if you are already in the location, talk to someone who knows what's going on in and around the area. An Albertsons employee, maybe go to the local law enforcement department and just have them give you a debrief as to how the situation is in and around the area in which you'll be working. And again, these items, this PowerPoint presentation will be on our shared point. So if you have any questions, I know I'm going through due to the interest of time. There is a lot of information, but I just wanted to highlight some of the more important items. So moving on past the civil unrest, we want to talk about, for those who will be going to Alaska next week, we want to ensure that you have the proper Arctic clothing. So bring plenty of warm clothes, layers of socks, continuously monitor the weather conditions. If you have any concerns, reach out to us. You should theoretically wear 3 layers of clothing. Your first layer should be closer to your skin and have like an Under Armour or some material that will keep you warm, keep your body temperature warm, thermal underwear. Your second layer consists of a long sleeve shirt or jumper, fleece. You know, this is a great time to wear fleece, your flannel shirts. Your third layer, you know, wool sweater or a heavier fleece with a lining in it. And then finally, your hats, gloves, coats, and mittens, and definitely your boots. Which brings me to the next slide. Proper Arctic footwear should consist of a sole that is able to endure ice, snow, rock, mud, sand, and grass. It should be weatherproof. You definitely don't want to get any snow or ice in your shoes. If you do, it's a good idea to carry an extra pair or 2 of socks just in case, and they should also be wind resistant. When you're going to get fitted, if you don't already have your proper footwear, be mindful when you're going to try on some new boots. Take a couple of extra pairs of socks, because what you don't want to do is to get blisters for not having properly fitting boots. So you want to make sure that your boot fit accommodates your thick socks. And of course, quality matters. It doesn't have to be extremely expensive to buy the footwear, but there are some key things that you should be mindful of. Your boot should have great ankle support, high rubber content soles, be durable. Your laces should be durable and flexible, and of course, be waterproof. Symptoms of hypothermia and the precautions. You definitely want to wear layered clothing, protect your feet and hands and your face. You want to prevent dehydration and exhaustion. You want to stay fit. You might want to carry one of those protein bars or some energy drinks with you. Not energy drinks, but the protein drinks, and definitely carry some nuts or raisins for high energy foods. Try to avoid alcohol, coffee, tea, and tobacco. And always carry your emergency supplies. Flares if you are driving, extra blankets, definitely extra socks. It would be a good idea to maybe carry an extra set of clothing as well. I know it's a lot, but it will definitely help to protect you during these very cold times while you're working in the Arctic. Symptoms of hypothermia include bouts of shivering, grogginess and muddled thinking, breathing and pulse start to get erratic. Dangers of signs of warning of hypothermia, violent shivering, this is the next level, and the inability to think and pay attention, slow, shallow breathing, and slow and weak pulse. Severe hypothermia includes shivering, has stopped, unconsciousness, little or no breathing, weak or irregular or non-existing pulse. Before you get to if you are experiencing the initial signs, please stop and alert someone. We certainly do not want you to go to levels 2 and 3 under any circumstances. So if any of the signs any of the initial signs for level 1, please stop and call. Again, you have Mr. Chapman, you have myself. Please alert someone at the location that you're at so that they can be aware of your health condition. Okay, so some of the standard operating procedures, particularly for those who will be working in Alaska, and then we do have daylight savings time starting Saturday night into Sunday morning. So leaving work sites after hours, you please be mindful of your surroundings as you are leaving to go to your cars. We are in getting close to the holiday seasons. People are becoming desperate, particularly with the pandemic. People are out of work and they're still trying to find ways to provide for their families and to try to continue some type of normalcy. What we find is that people in desperate times will do desperate measures. So before you leave the store, if you feel unsafe, please ask the stores if there's a security guard or a manager or a supervisor, ask them to accompany you to your car. Get in your car, immediately lock your doors, get your car warmed up and leave the area as quickly as possible. We also want you to be mindful about roof safety guidelines during twilight hours. If it is getting too dark, never access any roof at night. Wait for the twilight hours to grant visibility. So if you are at a site and it is getting too dark and you haven't had a chance to get on the roof yet, please do not access that roof. You must be careful of slippery roof surfaces, and you certainly can't see those black ice on the roofs. And we certainly do not want you to take any chances, unnecessary chances. So roof access after twilight is prohibited. Another SOP is working with the barcodes with the gloves. There's a finger pick. If you're working with the barcodes, they believe that they're the soft metals. So use your gloves so that way you won't get cuts on your fingers or have any lesions on your fingers. You can purchase a finger pick. I joked with Mr. Chapman and said that there's going to be a mass rush to the guitar store. I'm certain that you can find these items on Amazon or other places. If you have an interest and you are having difficulty with locating a finger pick, please let me know. I'm more than happy to do the research for you and then send you the information. Working on site while drowsy is prohibited. We want you to, we hope that you are getting proper sleep. 7 to 8 hours is recommended. We know that that is not always possible, but it is important that you do take care of your health, eat proper healthy meals, do exercises, stretch, try to get an opportunity to meditate, do things that help to calm you. If you have a project that brings relaxing, that's relaxing to you, music, whatever, just please do not go to your work site while you're drowsy. There are a number of situations that can occur. You're not as coherent, and you're not only putting yourself at risk, but you're putting people who are in your immediate area at risk while you're driving a car or you're up on the roof. You definitely don't want to work while you're drowsy. Some of you may have received the badge inserts, the 2 minutes for my safety for the field, and we also, the next slide will show you one for the driving. Take 2 minutes when you get to your work site, and you want to make certain that you have the safety procedures down. You want to be observant of your environment. So just stop, think, and act. What could go wrong? Stop. What could go wrong? How bad could the situation be? And has anything changed in your environment since you first started observing? Think, am I physically and mentally ready for this? Goes back to us being drowsy or mentally unprepared to do our assessments. And do I have the right tools and equipment? Make sure that you have your proper PPE. So the equipment also now includes so Albertson is requesting that we have our badges on our person facing forward at all times. So consider that part of your equipment. Do I have my badge, as well as my iPad and the other tools and equipment that I need to do my job successfully? Finally, the act, make it safe, do the right procedures, have the right tools, and maintain control. The driving badge insert, the 2 minutes for my safety for driving, is very similar, but the checklist is consists of, do I feel fit to drive? Am I too tired? Am I experiencing fatigue? Do I have the onset of a cold and it's making me drowsy? Please be mindful of your own personal self before you get behind the wheel of a car. You want to ensure that you have the proper identification, and you want to make sure that if you're going in uncharted, if you don't know where you're going, please map out your route before you go. You know, we're gotten into the habit of, most of us have GPS in our cars. We just want to plug it in and go. Let's take the extra time to ensure that we know where we're going before we get behind the wheel of the car. Make certain that you have, if you're driving your own car, make certain you have an emergency kit is a good idea, particularly with the weather changing. You know, do you have flares? Do you have extra blankets? Make sure you have an extra charger in your car, just in case something were to happen. Make certain, you know, do a walk around your vehicle. You know, are your blinkers working properly? Are your brake lights working? You know, what is your gas level? So you want to take care of all of this before you leave and head out onto your next on-site. With the pandemic coming into a potentially second wave, I'm sure all of us have seen, or I'm guilty, there have been times when I have my mask on, I feel like I'm suffocating. And when no one's looking, I drop it down just below my nose just to breathe in. Please be mindful there is proper safety, proper mask wearing protocol. As demonstrated in this slide, you want to, before you cover your, wash your hands, pull the mask over your nose and your mouth and secure it under your chin. If you're having issues with fogging, what you'll want to do is try to pinch if you have the cotton mask, try to pinch it above your nose and then secure it just underneath your the bottom of your eyeglasses, and it'll help to keep the fog reduced. I believe there's also some solutions that you can get to lessen the fog. You definitely want to wear a snuggle, a fit face mask. You don't want it to be lagging anywhere. You want to keep it protected. Remember, the purpose for wearing a mask is not only to protect other people from you, but to protect you from other people if there is a potential of them being ill or being asymptomatic. Some of the masks that are appropriate to wear that will provide these safeguards for you include the cotton, the linen, and the fleece. They can be either factory made, meaning you can buy them at a store, or if you have someone who is crafty, have them make you several homemade masks and keep them with you at all times. If you're having issues with finding masks, please let me know. I will make certain to get you the appropriate mask out to you ASAP. Some of the symptoms of COVID include, but are not limited to, coughing, shortness of breath, chills, loss of taste and smell, sore throat, headache, muscle pain. Some of these symptoms will appear 2 to 14 days after you have been exposed. If you feel any of these things and you are concerned, please contact us, let us know, and we will direct you to getting a COVID test. And this is just more information about how to prevent the spread. As you know, constant hand washing. Please get the hand sanitizer, Purell. If you can get a hold of it, great. If not, let me know. I will ensure to get you some. But please constantly, wash your hands If you're unable to do so, wearing gloves, the latex gloves, is a good idea. Always keep your mouth and nose covered. Disinfectant wipes or the Lysol sprays, disinfectant sprays. Most important, if you are not feeling well, or if you suspect that you may or may not, that you may have COVID, please stay home. Let us know, and we will work with you to get you tested and to ensure that you are protecting yourself and those around you. For those of us, I'm going to increase this up a little bit. Let me know if it's okay. For those of us who are traveling by air, very important notes here to remember. Not all airlines, from my understanding, are allowing the middle seat to be used. But if you're riding in or taking a plane that's a two-seater, be mindful, keep your mask on at all times. It would be a good idea, again, to wear gloves. I know that is not the ideal way to travel, but under the circumstances, it is the best way to travel. Remember to stay 6 feet, the minimum of 6 feet while you're boarding your aircraft. You definitely want to keep hand sanitizer on your person at all times. Please follow TSA orders so that way you can have, I believe it's 4 ounces, 4 to 5 ounces. But keep hand sanitizer with you. And if you have any questions or concerns, let us know. And this is just contact in isolation, when you should, if you come into contact with someone, and at what point should you isolate yourself. If you come into contact with someone and they've informed you, hey, yeah, I just, I'm just getting over it, or I'm not feeling too good, here are the steps that you'll want to take to ensure that you are protecting yourself, or if you become ill, what steps that you need to take to get to safety, as well as what you should do to contact your healthcare provider. Bureau Veritas has a new call to action safety campaign, which is the drugs and alcohol not fit for duty. The causes for workplace impairment include alcohol, recreational cannabis, illegal drugs, prescription drugs, and over-the-counter medications. It is important that we do not use these items while we're on going to our sites or while at the location. So if there are repercussions if you do, and we'll go over those. But we all know that not being fit for duty is not an option. It is our responsibility for our safety as well as the safety as others. Again, do not go to work impaired. If you do, or if we get a call, we will put a stop work order in for you, and we will deal with the circumstances. Then there is violation of company policy. The employee handbook will be made available to you on our SharePoint, as well as the cardinal rules. Again, the cardinal rules state that there is a ban of drug and alcohol use at work and while you're driving. Some of the potential risk for being impaired while at the job site or going to the job site. Of course, the impairment of judgment, loss of productivity. It does threaten BAPM as well as Bureau Veritas's credibility and reputation. It threatens the life of the project. It jeopardizes the quality of work. It reduces the efficacy of the assessment. And if an incident is caused by drug or alcohol, there will be disciplinary actions. There will be loss of time of work, and it does endanger your employment. Who to contact? Employees are required to report unsafe acts and conditions. So I just want to stop there for a quick second. I wanted to thank everyone who has, in the last 2 days, we've received notifications about unsafe roof accesses. Thank you so much. I have completed the unsafe and stop work authority reports, and please continue to keep them coming. This allows us to look at the trends and see where we need to address safety topics. So thank you to those who have already made the submission. So going back, management will respond in an appropriate and timely manner to all reports of hazards. Employees are requested to adhere to Bureau Veritas and BAPM guidelines when reporting unsafe acts or conditions. We will make available to you the Employee Safety Plan Handbook. And if you have any questions or any concerns, or you do sustain an injury on the work site, please contact your lead, Mr. Chapman, myself, as well as the Human Resources Department. We will then, in turn, reach back out to you, conduct an incident report, and then assist you accordingly. Employees are urged to report hazardous conditions and near-miss incident to their supervisors, and there must be a timely, within 5 working days, an appropriate response to all employee reports of hazards. If at any time that you're on site and you do injury, so we ask that you, again, reach out to your lead, reach out to Mr. Chapman, reach out to Human Resources, but we're also asking you to reach out to GenX, which is a 24-hour nurse hotline. They will triage you. The number is here, 877-310-1490. You'll want to give them the employer's name, of course, Bureau Veritas, as well, and then our search code, 13317. Again, this information will be on our SharePoint. If you have any questions or any concerns, or you're not having any luck with getting through, please let me know. You can call me anytime. I will provide my cell phone number and I will get you the assistance that you need. Lastly, but not least, just some quick reminders before we conclude the presentation. And thank you so much. I know this is a lot. I promise you next week it won't be as intense, but very important reminders. Safety is our priority and our responsibility. Project managers must display his or her BV badge facing forward at all times while on site. BAPM's Health and Safety Plan, the amended date is August 2020, will be located on our SharePoint. Please follow the client's safety policy at all times. It is important that you stay vigilant and be mindful of your surroundings. Reach out to your supervisor if you are concerned for your safety. Very, very important. Contact your supervisor and Human Resources immediately if you are involved in an incident, and then you will contact GenX if you sustain an injury. In case you sustain a workplace injury, call GenX. Be mindful that the call to action risk tolerance mandatory training on Cornerstone must be completed a week from today, which is November the 6th. If you have any issues, or if you're having trouble accessing the Cornerstone training, please let myself know, Carrie Webb, Skylar, or Brooke. Last but not least, taking 2 minutes to think through your assessment and visually surveying the area that you're working in will prevent accidents from occurring. And that concludes my slideshow presentation. Does anyone have any questions, any concerns, any suggestions, any topics? Go for it. You can either do it now or email me.
Thank you, Kelly. That was very helpful. I don't know why.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, this
Okay.
is,
If there's no questions, the recording is going to become available. Those that were not able to attend, the recording will be provided, and you'll need to watch that and reply to myself, Lowell Chapman. But if you are
I think someone's asking a
have any
question.
questions, we're done. We're free to go. Again, thank you, Kelly. The
Lowell?
very last thing I wanted to mention for the
Miss-
roofs, that includes
Lowell?
land.
well,
Mr. Lowell, we have a question.
hello. Yeah, hey,
Yes.
this is Avi. Or, no, someone else has a question? Go for it.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
This is Avi from Minneapolis. Another thing for cold weather is frostbite. If there's high winds, all skin needs to be covered.
Okay,
You can easily get frostbite in 5 minutes if you're not careful.
great, thank you. I will put together a,
Sure.
I will put together a slide added to our SharePoint. And Avi, if I'm missing anything, call me, email me, let me know. We can work on this together if that's okay with you.
That's perfect.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
also the one thing for the work stoppage. So of course we have if you access a roof and there's snow, ice, or you feel that there's any other unsafe conditions, it is your call on your safety whether you want to stop work there. Notify myself, and we'll go from there. But one thing I want to add is high winds. We had a high wind stoppage for gusts this week. So if you get up there and that wind is whipping around, that is certainly an unsafe condition. So make sure you notify us and stop work as well. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. If there's no other questions,
Side
we'll.
note to that, also be careful touching metal surfaces in cold weather.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Zachary. Duly noted, and I'm writing it down. I'll reach out to you, make sure that I grab all your important notes about that.
Okay, thanks a lot, everyone. Friday and a good weekend.
Thanks, everyone. Good luck out
Yep.
there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, everyone. Be safe.
Thank you all.